In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how we built a $100,000 per month email marketing funnel, all from scratch. And I'm going to pull back the curtain and show you the exact step-by-step strategy that we use within our agency for our 7- and 8-figure brand partners. And as a bonus, I'm going to send you the exact checklist that we use. Just comment below and I'll send it off to you. Now, one thing I'm going to preface this with is that the brand had an email list, and while it was unengaged, they still had a list. Some people hadn't been contacted for months, but they also had traffic. So if you're watching this and you own a brand, but you don't have a consistent source of traffic yet, start there. Save this video and come back when you're ready and you have a solid, fundamental source of traffic established. Now, the reason this is so important is because traffic is going to feed your entire email ecosystem. The traffic is going to feed your pop-up, which is going to feed your flows and your campaigns as well. Now, if you've got your traffic on lockdown, let's dive in here. There's going to be a ton of golden nuggets for you. So the first piece of the puzzle, as I kind of already alluded to, is the pop-up. Now, I would bet my boots that you're leaving money on the table with your pop-up right now, just because most brands are. Now, here's what the pop-up looks like for most brands, or worse, something like this. Now, here's why those suck. The second example is absolutely brutal. There's literally zero reason for a customer to subscribe. Like, why would you want to sign up? Fresh updates? The offer sucks, and it's just telling people to sign up to sign up. The first example is slightly better, and at least there's an offer there. But there's a few reasons why this pop-up isn't great, even though there is an offer. The first being the call to action, or the CTA. We want to make an action-driven CTA and often tie in the CTA to the main benefit that a customer receives, or the offer that they get if they opt in. Better yet, we found that most brands will see an increase in opt-in rates by adding a teaser before the email opt-in page, kind of like this. Now, this may seem super counterintuitive. I know it was for me at first, but sometimes getting a small micro commitment right out the gate, i.e. like literally just someone clicking a button, can lead to higher opt-in rates because they've already committed to something. They've already said, yes, I want the gift, I want the offer, and they want to remain consistent with that commitment they made. Even beyond that though, the pop-up is missing something super crucial: zero-party data. Now, the pop-up is the first spot and the most effective spot as well to gather zero-party data directly from your consumers. So taking the teaser to the next level, make the teaser into a quiz where you can find out more information about what your customers are looking for and what their desired result is from your brand. Kind of like this. Now, the pop-up is the best place to ask this question because you have the highest volume of subscribers that you will ever have. If you've done any sort of email marketing before, you know that after people have opted in, maybe 50 or 60% of the people will open your emails. Maybe a little bit more if you're segmenting really well, and maybe 4 or 5% of those people are going to click or engage with your emails. Again, if you're doing a lot of things right, might be slightly higher or slightly lower. But the point is, you're never going to get 100% of people on your list to leave feedback again. You're never going to get anywhere close to that. That's why this is the best opportunity to learn more about your customers and things that you can leverage in other marketing as well. Now, with our clients, we use zero-party data to inform flows immediately. Instead of sending a generic email for the welcome flow, we now know exactly what the customer wants and we can tailor the message accordingly. So if you're interested in acne prevention versus making your skin less greasy, time to educate subscribers about why your products are best to solve that problem and why your brand is the best suited for them. Now, if you sell products for both men and women, try starting with just identifying that and then curate an email welcome series that's personalized for men and women. The point here is start by gathering the data and then actually leverage that data to make the experience better for subscribers. If you ask and just send the same shit, people are not going to be impressed. They're not going to be happy, and they're going to be like, why did you even ask me this in the first place? Now, this example here, we actually increased placed order rates on the first email to welcome series by over 75% for one of our clients. Check this out. So this email is where we start with our flow builds. It's the welcome series. First impressions matter, and making sure that you have the best possible experience, or your customers have your best possible experience right out the gate, is absolutely crucial to making sure you sustain that engagement. So we start by building out the welcome series, and typically we'll start with the first 4. Here's kind of a rough layout and a template that we use for most of our clients. Now, the first email is just delivering upon the promise that we made in the pop-up. the offer. Give them that. The second email is sharing a brand story, a founder story, and just reminding people about their offer again. The third is building social proof and just sharing a little bit more about what other people are saying about the brand, about certain products. And then the fourth is where we highlight some of our best sellers. Again, this is all tailored to the zero-party data that we received initially. Make sure that the reviews speak to the benefits or the pain points that people experience related to their corresponding desired result. Super important. Over the clothing, make sure that the reviews for men are from men, and then vice versa for women, right? Make sure that the best seller recommendations as well, again, like throughout this whole process, make sure that those recommendations are also tailored and personalized. If you want to take this personalization a little bit further, build out separate flows for the different responses you get for your entire funnel. Where I would recommend starting, and this might sound like a lot, where I would recommend starting though is at the highest volume and highest leverage flows. For our clients, the next flow that we would build this out for is the abandoned cart or the abandoned checkout. Klaviyo calls it abandoned cart, but really it's the abandoned checkout. Now, this is kind of what it looks like. And most brands just completely blow it on this because they just come in hot and heavy with a discount. They're like, oh, you didn't want to buy? Okay, here's 10% off. Like, sure, that may work, but at the sacrifice of your margins. It's like a car salesman trying to give you a discount off a minivan the moment you walk in when you came into the showroom to buy a compact car. If someone made it to your checkout page but didn't purchase, price is just one of the potential objections people may have. The first is simply just getting distracted. This is why our first email is always just a simple reminder. Our goal with the second email in the flow is to build trust a little bit more. This is one of the other big things that, prevents people from purchasing. They might just not trust you enough to purchase. Now, showcasing some testimonials, some PR, can help to handle this objection and can do a really good job of getting people over that line. Now, the third email, we want to take a slightly different approach to handling people's objections here, such as like shipping time, shipping costs, and again, trust. And finally, if that doesn't work, then we hit people up with a discount. This is email 4, but this is only going out to non-purchasers. Someone's already purchased before. We know that they're coming back because they like the product. They're not coming back because they didn't. So this is only going out to non-purchasers. Now, the next high volume flow that we recommend building out is actually the browse abandonment flow. Now, we just start off with a simple reminder, similar again to the abandoned checkout flow, but people at this stage of the journey may or may not even be interested in what they viewed, which is why we follow that reminder with a second email that highlights some of the best sellers and some corresponding reviews to those best sellers. Again, if you're collecting zero-party data here, customize things further. Even if you didn't, you can still customize your flows based on what people were viewing. Now, one of the most neglected flows that can have a huge impact on your store is the post-purchase thank you. You see most brands either send a super generic email here, ask for a review before people have even received the product, or just not have a thank you flow at all. None of these scenarios are great. Now, here's what the thank you flow may look like. We start by simply just thanking customers for their support. Now, tailor this message here if it's their first time purchase or a repeat purchase. Again, personalization is absolutely key. Once we've thanked the customer, our second email is a hype email. This is just getting people excited to receive their product, sharing some reviews from other people, and doing our best to mitigate some of the potential buyer's remorse. This happens on every sale. Now, the third email in the series is especially important if you have a supplement, a skincare product, food or beverage product, or literally anything else that people can completely screw up by not using correctly. What we want to do here is just share some consumption tips, tricks, how to actually achieve their desired result. If you know a lot of customers apply a certain skincare wrong or don't apply it enough or apply it too frequently, this is where you can address some of those FAQs proactively. It'll show you care and it'll also increase your customer satisfaction. This will go a long way. Now, there's a few more flows, both pre and post purchase, that I would recommend building out, but those can come in months 2, 3, and beyond that. The main ones being the abandoned cart, again, different than the abandoned checkout, the site abandonment, cross-sell flow, upsell flow, and then your review flow. And you can build these out in addition to building out the high volume, high leverage flows and just adding more emails there. So these are the flows that we started with this client. Now, I'm not sharing the exact flows for that client because I want to make sure that they maintain their privacy and we're not sharing their revenue numbers or anything like that. But flows are going to be a huge part of your revenue. especially if you're spending a lot on new customer acquisition, on ads, on SEO, or other top of funnel marketing. But the issue with flows is that if traffic stops, the flows stop. The flows increase your conversion rates and increase profit and help you squeeze the juice out of existing and potential customers. But without traffic, they will not work anywhere near the level they can. Now, yeah, sure, you've got like your post-purchase flows and other flows like that too. But if you're getting no traffic, the whole system is going to look really sad. Campaigns, on the other hand, will build over time. Now, that's not to say you can run campaigns without any traffic. You still need to make sure that the list is actually growing so that your campaign revenue continues to grow and your list isn't shrinking. But campaigns are a little bit more independent there. When it comes to campaigns, strategy and planning is crucial. We want to be really thoughtful about what we're sending, when we're sending, and to whom we're sending. Many brands just send out regular campaigns that really just focus on the brands, not the customer. They send sales, they send discounts, and are basically saying, check out how great we are, buy our stuff type of content. And they send it to everyone, which is also not good. Now, there's nothing wrong with this type of content, but we want to make sure that we have a diverse content spread so that customers aren't just getting bored. And we're not just always talking about ourselves. Now, what this means is having some discounts and sales, if that fits your brand. If it doesn't, that's cool too. Having some campaigns that are focused on the brand, but also incorporating campaigns, and the majority should be on this, that are focused on subscribers. Now, here's a few different types of campaigns that we send for our clients and how we structure them. Now, one of the strongest emails that we use for our clients is the personalized product recommendation email, or the product spotlight email. But here's the thing. Not everyone is interested in every product. What we focus on with the product spotlight campaign is promoting relevant content. Now, we do this through dynamic content blocks and AI-driven suggestions, but basically we want to make sure we're sending to the right people through segmentation at the right time. So here's an example. So if we're promoting a magnesium supplement, for example, we may want to send that email to a 30, 60, or 90-day engaged list. But here's the thing, not everyone on that list is going to be interested in it. And the people who really aren't interested in it are going to be people who just purchased it and haven't received it yet. It's going to be people who purchased it and like it, and people who purchased it and don't like it. That's just salt in the wound. In any one of these scenarios, we don't want to send them this email. It's just not relevant. Now, another campaign we love to leverage for our clients is one where we actually talk with our customers. Here's what most brands look like with their email. Hey, buy our stuff. Hey, buy our stuff. Hey, buy our stuff. Hey, buy our stuff on sale. Hey, do you want a discount? It's not a conversation. It's talking at people. One of the best ways to build engagement and actually learn a lot about your future products and variations and what they might look like and what people actually want is by sending out polls and surveys and asking people for feedback on potential new products, designs, or features. It doesn't have to be sexy. It can even just be a pure text email. This can also just include general feedback on what customers want to see more of from your brand or what they don't want to see as much of. This empowers customers because they then feel like they have a voice in the product development process, which makes them feel like an integral part of your brand's evolution, and they just feel more invested in your product down the line. And ultimately, they'll stick like glue to your brand. Now, another email we send for our clients, especially for those who have a product that really solves a pain point, is the problem meets solution email. This can work really, really well in line with the zero-party data that you gathered from that pop-up. This email focuses on highlighting one of the main problems that customers experience by not having your product, agitating that problem, and then presenting your product as the solution to that problem. Anyways, there's a lot of different campaigns that you can send to your customers, but again, the main thing that you want to consider is that you're making sure that you're sending adequately diversified content. Now that you have some campaign ideas, the next thing you want to consider is the frequency that you send campaigns. We recommend just taking it slow. Start with 4 campaigns a month, then bump it to 6 to 8 per month, and then progressively increase from there. Again, you want to make sure you're sending a diverse amount of campaigns and you're not overly peppering people with campaigns. Closely monitor your deliverability and engagement, and just make sure that as you're increasing that frequency, it isn't causing any sort of deliverability or engagement issues. Deliverability and strong engagement metrics are absolutely crucial to make sure you don't end up in the spam folder, which is why list cleaning is so important. List cleaning is essentially just cleaning and removing unengaged and inactive profiles from your list. Now, in order to clean your list, you need to do two things: create a segment of unengaged profiles and then suppress those unengaged profiles. I'd also recommend setting up a sunset flow and a win-back flow if you haven't already. Go check out a video on my channel to see a little bit more of that. Now, list cleaning is hella boring. It is the least sexy part about email marketing, but it is one of the most important things for a number of reasons. Reason number one, it will save you money. If you're using platforms like Klaviyo, you're paying per active profile. And the thing is, if you don't clean your list, Klaviyo isn't automatically going to remove these people. You need to do this manually. Now, depending on the size of your list and the frequency of your sending, we do list cleaning every quarter or every 6 months. Bigger list equals more frequent list cleaning. The second is far more important: how list cleaning is crucial to maintain strong deliverability. It'll help you reduce your unsubscribe rates, increase your open rates, and increase your click rates, which will help you improve your sender reputation. Basically, your sender reputation is the reputation that you have in the eyes of ESPs. ESPs use spam rates and unsubscribe rates and other engagement metrics to determine if your emails are classified as spam. Having a ton of unengaged people in your list increases the risk of getting flagged and thus increases the risk of your emails ending up in spam. No bueno. That sucks. So the first thing you need to do is identify those unengaged profiles. We do this by creating a segment of unengaged people. And typically that segment looks something like this. The condition is someone has received at least 10 emails overall time and opened 0 emails in the last 90 or 180 days and clicked an email 0 times in the last 90 or 180 days, and if someone is not suppressed. Now, these people should be added to the sunset flow. And if you don't know how to set that up, just let me know in the comments below. I can share some resources on that, or just ping me or check out the channel. There should be a video on the sunset flow on the channel now. Depending on your sending frequency, the has received email at least 10 times overall time may vary slightly. So if you have higher frequency, you might want to increase that number to a higher number of emails received. Basically, you don't want this to be so high that it is including your least engaged customers. You want to make sure you're just getting the people who are actually actively unengaged. Now, Klaviyo won't automatically remove this segment from sending, so once these people are added to this segment, that should be the trigger for the sunset flow. Now, the sunset flow is basically just a breakup flow. It's kind of like, hey, we haven't heard from you in a while. Are you still interested, or should we just unsubscribe and break up? It's sent as a pure text email, and this is super important so that they have the best chance of actually getting to the inbox. And at the end of this flow, you want to update that profile property to create a unengaged equals true. This will tag people as unengaged, and then you'll want to create a segment for unengaged equals true. Once you have that, you want to export this as a CSV and upload it to the suppressed profile section on Klaviyo. Ouch. And basically with this, there actually is a new update, I believe, there where you can suppress this. Some accounts have it where you can suppress right in Klaviyo as well. Now, quick note here, we should always suppress, not delete. Suppressed profiles don't get billed, and suppressed profiles can actually become unsuppressed if they re-engage. Anyways, I hope this video helped you out, and if it did, please feel free to like and subscribe. And if you do have an e-com brand doing at least $50,000 a month in revenue, and you want some help increasing your profitability and your revenue from email, click the link below in the description of this video. There should be a link and it'll invite you to apply to work with us. Thanks so much for watching again, and we'll chat soon.